My name is Francis Daniel Okumagba. I dare you, you can start a business without 1 naira in your pocket. You can build an estate in Nigeria without 1 naira in your pocket. You can start a school without 1 naira in your pocket. You can actually sell yam and make 1 million naira a month in Nigeria. You can sell sugarcane and make 1 million naira a month. Money continues to flow in the streets of Nigeria, and Nigerians are not picking it. A lot of people are struggling today. If you go to the north, there's Boko Haram. If you go to the south, there's kidnapping, bunkering, and all over the country today, you have a lot of young people who are doing yahoo yahoo. This program is targeted at reducing the level of poverty, unemployment, and crime rate. And the program is powered by NTA, iSkill, and FMG Empowerment Company Limited. We are going to show people how they can move to their various next level. We are going to have this as a series on NTA, and this series is going to go on for a period of time. It's money on the street, money on the street, money on the street.
A patriot is never a mistaken word anywhere. It simply refers to all men and women of integrity who has an inner desire to uphold the truth and sincerity. Now, the word patriot is mostly understood to be patriotism, therefore calls for unquestionable loyalty to a good cause, and be it to the country or anywhere the need arises. So my guest today, you've been introduced to him earlier, but let us meet him in person. So, drum bells rolling. Meet my guest today, Francis Daniel Okumagba. I got that pronunciation right.
Yes.
Good. He's my brother. Okay, so we're discussing patriotism today. Your profile is so laudable that I couldn't even keep up to speed with it. So let's just hear from the horse's mouth. What's that part of your profile that relates to what we're discussing today?
My name is Francis Okumagba. Was former executive director of one of the top big banks. I haven't spent 25 years in the banking industry. I relocated to Canada and had a stint with World Financial Group where I spent 2 years. And seeing and being exposed in that environment, I realized the potential that we have in Nigeria. And I had to relocate back to Nigeria because Nigeria is the investment brand of the world today. And I want to be part of the success story.
All right, you can't see anything yet. We had a talk before the camera started rolling. He will put you on your toes in case you're doubtful of who you are as a Nigerian. But I promise you a very interesting time as he's about to tell us his own view, in your own estimation, or from where you're coming from to where you're at today. Who is a patriot?
A patriot is somebody that has emotional attachment to what he likes and what he's seeing. So somebody who sees the potentials of having a home. If you have a home where you have a family, you protect that home, you protect the environment, and the people in that environment become emotionally attached to you, and anything that happens around them, you want to be there for them.
The word emotion, I am a bit not comfortable with it. Emotion is fleeting. Now, I could be happy about a thing today, the next day I'm not so happy about it. So what if the emotion changes? I just develop love for being a South African. What happens?
The emotion doesn't change. Sentimentally, you can deviate from your focus emotionally,
okay,
but you always come back to that focus.
Okay.
Because what ties you to that focus is not something that is external. For instance, you have parents. You cannot disown your parents. You still come back to them, whatever the situation is, because the relationship that you have with them, it is not bought by you. They are not friends.
Very true.
They are not friends. And for example, what created the relationship is not tied to you. What created the relationship as a Nigerian is not tied to you because we were born in Nigeria.
So I should just love my country because I'm Nigerian?
Yes, to start with, you are origin, you are a Nigerian origin, and because of that, you have some sentimental attachment because you have that affinity to that environment because you are from that environment. If you want to test it, look at the religious sentiment that people have to the different religions that we have. The Christians and the Muslims. Look at the attachment. Look at how they hold on to what they have. It's the same thing. It's just that in our country, a lot of our initial leaders, political leaders.
Let's even go historical. Let's do this.
Nigeria.
We said that the problem is not the government. Before you said no, it was not the government.
No.
Now I asked, why are we the way we are? Why religion? Why ethnic rather than Nigeria? No one seems to love Nigeria. It looks like an orphan child.
People love Nigeria, but it's just that the leaders that evolved Nigeria from the colonial masters created sentimental attachment to religion and tribalism. So our country is not tied to us, the country. The country does not come first. What comes first is the tribal sentiment and the religious sentiment because of the original leaders. After the independence,
we are a multifaceted people. We are a mixed crowd, just
Yes.
like the USA.
Yes.
So what did they do that even in 52 states, it's still America first? And we are where they exist as kingdoms, then to zones, and now to regions, and now to zones. Those ones who came up, we just mentioned, in the Zeke and all of those times, they only tried to bring Nigeria from where they're coming from. That was not an error. But what ingredient was lacking to see beyond the ethnic, where they were coming from, to the one country called Nigeria?
Many people did not take ownership of Nigeria. They took ownership of their regions.
But that was what they sold to us.
That's not what is happening in America. America comes first. Nobody talks about the tribal sentiment. Nobody talks about where you came from. And if you go to Britain, it's the same thing. But our origination after independence was tied to tribal sentiment. So the leaders who started with affinity to their religious sentiments and their tribal sentiment. So that is the misconception that we have in our entity, Nigeria.
Let's allow the bones of the leaders rest. For those who have taken the baiting from them, where would they have fixed it?
Well, to start with the style of education that we have in Nigeria.
Beautiful.
The colonial masters who brought education to Nigeria focused on producing interpreters, teachers, mainly civil servants. Those were the people they were training. So the ingredients to actually get people to understand the one Nigeria, the oneness and all that was not emphasized at the beginning.
Could you explain this concept a little bit? For say someone who's just joining us right now on the show, they've lost track with what we've said before. You said they produce interpreters, teachers, and all of those likes. How does this affect what we're talking about?
The colonial masters who came into Nigeria prior to independence,
Giving us education.
giving us the style of education they gave was tied to the need that they had at that time.
That they had.
At that time, coming to Nigeria, looking at the Nigerian setting, how are we going to use people? They needed interpreters that would be interpreting what they are saying to the larger populace of people. They also needed people that would teach people how to read and write. And they also needed people that can actually work in the civil service, government, so that they can actually make governance do well. But at the end of the day, that's the original foundation that was created in our educational system. Education is not tied to what you want. It's tied to the society and how that individual can actually do well in the society.
All right, I forgot to tell you, my viewers, that he's a wealth coach. You can see that we're gradually moving to unemployment and how you can stand on your own. I mean, it's all patriotic. How can you be patriotic with an empty stomach? That's not possible. And I hate when people say, it's the government. The government hasn't given me this. So let's bring that in. Now you've gone historic a little bit, and now you're gradually coming to the fact that it was more need-based for them rather than what Nigeria needed as at that time. So where are we right now? Where are we at right now?
Nigeria is the investment bride of the world.
You said that before.
You don't need £1 to start any business. So when people talk about government, everything you need to succeed in Nigeria is in Nigeria. If you take a Nigerian outside Nigeria to a place where the environment is hostile, the climatic condition is bad, they can't understand the language, they excel.
Reason being?
Because we have the instinct. Nigerians are very passionate people. They learn very fast.
So bring the passion home.
We have what it takes to actually bring it home. And those who are well oriented will see it. We have leaders, a lot of leaders who evolved in this our current dispensation. Our leaders, a lot of them actually became very wealthy and became very successful, not seeing what they are doing. And you must create role models that people must copy.
True.
So we evolve leaders who don't do anything, and people started emulating people who don't do anything. So everybody wants to make money with doing little or nothing. That is the originality of our problem. It's not government. Because what we need is an environment. What is an environment? Do you know the number of people that are actually jobless today? There are a lot of people who are illiterate who claim that because they don't have education, they cannot succeed.
Okay, let me take you
back. They are sitting there doing nothing.
Let me take you back on your last statement. You said we have everything we need.
Correct.
I beg to take a step back. Now, everything we need, including what and what? You name them.
We have mineral resources.
Well,
everything that we have about mineral resources.
Human capital, all of that.
Our climatic condition is fantastic.
Yes.
We don't have
soil conditions, beautiful.
I don't know what
other countries are going nuclear. They're going places where we can't even imagine. But Nigerians are the one actually championing those things there. Now, why are Nigerians leaving Nigeria? Why is there a brain drain where the guys who can actually do this stuff? You just mentioned you went to Canada.
Yes.
Now, what did you do differently? Why did you come? The government has not changed. Just names have changed. Situations have not changed.
When I was living in Nigeria, I thought I was going to an environment that has everything. The environment is good. We have the tax system is very good, and anything you need, you will get. There will be lights, there will be everything. But the truth about it is, if you go into a foreign environment, you cannot be that individual in that country. You become second fiddle in that country. And I saw myself as a graduate who has been executive director of a bank, looking at working in an organization where people that are not up to and have the type of experience and exposure that I have, taking rightful position and making me second fiddle in the organization. I couldn't take it. And I also looked at the environment. Many of them actually don't have ambition. You see somebody that is working to own a house, just one house, and at the end of the day retire into old people's home. So their dreams and all that does not tie into what we actually have. They don't take up the family system like we take up the family system in Nigeria environment and all that. But if you look at the circumstances that I find myself there, I realize that home cannot be, in fact, home is the best. Anybody that is living outside Nigeria should check himself and find out what he's doing, whether he's enjoying it, and whether he's actually taking care of his immediate resources. In Nigeria, if you do anything that you are doing outside Nigeria, you will make 20 times what you are making in that environment.
Okay, let's step the ball down. Practically, what did you do different?
You see, in Nigeria, you can be your own local government. But because of the desire and our circumstances, we're able to dream big and actually have the challenge to actually achieve those objectives. Because whatever you desire in life, you get it. In that environment, you are confined with your aspirations. And if you go abroad, you see some people learning how to just be teachers, do one small vocational program that they can actually use to succeed in life. In Nigeria, everything you need, you can get within your environment and succeed. I came back to Nigeria after my stint in Canada, and today what I'm doing is teaching people how to start business without one naira in their pocket, how to do whatever business they're into. Do you know in Nigeria you can start a school without one naira in your pocket? Do you know with a capital of 10,000 you can make over ₦1 million selling sugarcane without touching the sugarcane? Our environment is very rich. You can build an estate without one naira in your pocket.
All
so
right.
where is government in this whole thing?
Aha, that's the question. Let's
Yes.
pause. Now, let's talk government. Let's talk leadership. Now, if I quiz you a little bit further, you were going to tell me that the climatic conditions, not in terms of climate, I mean the ease of doing business. We talked about that earlier. I'm sure you ran into one of those two tunnels when you came in. Now, how does that affect? You're not sounding like a preacher right now, because we've heard this. You're not saying anything people have not heard. Now, the ease of doing business, how favorable is it? I can pick money in the street. How can I do that? With every step I take, someone is at my toe.
What we need is proper reorientation of our people.
From whose part?
The basic educational system. We need to change the educational system to tweak the educational system in such a way that we can have more vocational schools than university. Because we are showing out graduates that cannot express themselves as graduates, cannot translate what they've learned into applying what will make them start making money. We have a situation where people talk about government every day, government. In your house, as an individual, if your father is a non-entity, does it make it impossible for you to succeed?
Of course not.
No. So if you have a system, and if you are in that house, and the house is not doing very well, and you have the exposure to make it better, will you not do something to make it better because you have a father that is an illiterate? If you have a father that is an illiterate, does it mean that you cannot be a graduate and express yourself as a graduate?
My father holds my destiny to an extent.
Your father does not hold your destiny. Fathers hold destinies, non-entities. Fathers who did not go to school and all that will not have anything to show.
All right, we go on a short break. When we're back, we'll dissect this issue even further, talking about mentorship, nation building, with of course our very robust guests. Please keep watching.
Television Nigerian is here to avail you with that information you need for all-round development through its mind-blowing programs such as news, talk shows, health and safety, governance and politics, sport, entertainment, kiddies, documentaries, finance, global happenings, human disposition from childhood to adulthood. It's a manifestation of what you see, what you hear, and say. Tune in and stay tuned to TVN, Television Nigeria, broadcast beyond boundaries.
It's always a pleasure to welcome you back, to have you back. Before we took a break, it was sizzling hot in here. I could even feel the heat myself. It's been long I talked to someone who's this passionate about a country called Nigeria, our country called Nigeria. But today we're not doing theory. It's all practical. His life story is enough to make you change your mind in case you're double guessing if you really love Nigeria or not. But let the conversation go. Your last thought was if your dad was a ne'er-do-well, does that make you a ne'er-do-well? So you were driving somewhere. So let's finish that thought.
The point I'm trying to make is that Nigeria is the investment bride of the world. You don't need 1 naira to start a business. And for those who keep talking about government, a people is the government they produce. And if we have produced a government, then we must support the government to succeed. Everybody has a role to play in that governance. Because if you have a ruler and the people don't want him to govern them, the ruler cannot succeed. So don't make excuses, because a lot of people use excuses to actually block the things that they can actually use to succeed. People make excuses of, I don't have money, I don't have capital to start business, I don't have enough education, oh, the government is bad and all that. That is the simplest way to fall out of the way and actually fail in life. I relate patriotism to your personal home. The fact that your father is an illiterate and does not know what to do does not mean that you should be a failure. So Nigeria can have a government that is not right, it's a temporary thing, it can come up to be a better government tomorrow. So for the individuals, everybody should go back to the fact that you are a Nigerian, you became a Nigerian because you were made Nigerian by God, not by a man. You can choose a country, you can choose a religion, you can choose your tribal sentiment and all that, but if you put Nigeria first, you will think first on how you can actually solve the problems that we're talking about.
Okay, that reminds me of the US president's speech at where he went to do that US first. So yes. The slogan now is not
Nigerian first.
I saw Ghana first the other time. All right, so we're about to wrap up, but before we do that, let's talk mentorship. Now, we're just a straight leadership, we took a scratch on it, but mentorship, I think it's one of the biggest issues, as much as followership. Who are you mentoring right now? Do you have a mentor?
I do. I have mentors. And what I tell people is that they should do the arithmetic sign to select people that they should actually be friends with. The minus, the addition, division, and multiplication. Make your multipliers your role models. I have role models that are older than me, more experienced, and more successful than me. And that's what gives me the piloting and the multiplier and effect to actually attain what I attain in life. Today, mentorship is something that starts.
It's money on the streets. Good afternoon, good day, everybody. I'm happy to be in your midst again today. And what will I say? We've been talking about Nigeria and patriotism, and a lot of people are complaining about what is going on in Nigeria now. Cost of living is skyrocketing, exchange rate is going up every day, and people are not able to make ends meet. Money on the Street is an advocacy program targeted at reducing unemployment, poverty, and crime rate in our country, Nigeria. It is for everybody. Those who are unemployed, poorly paid, struggling business owners. In fact, everybody, anybody that wants to move from their current level to their next levels. Today's topic, we have decided to give another slot for question and answers because a lot of people claim they didn't answer their questions. So I expect you to actually drop your names on the chat box. Drop your names and your questions. But we're going to take a lot of questions today. Things are rough, things are difficult in Nigeria today, but it is only when things and challenges are actually intense that people think more. And that's how creativity comes up. People are actually more creative when they are challenged and pushed to the wall. And I believe that challenges is what brings the testimonies. Because if you don't want to be tested, then don't look for testimonies. And the higher and stronger and more difficult the challenge is, the more the opportunity. I would like to allay the fears of a lot of people here today that money is not the reason why people are not successful. Having the best form of education is not the reason for success. Being born by a rich parent is also not a criteria for creating wealth. Money continues to flow in the streets of Nigeria. Nigerians are not picking it. Even doing war, people make money. But doing war, you will not sell designer bags and expect to make money. So I want to encourage you today. I'm going to show you some tips on how you can actually create wealth. Start most businesses with little or nothing. But I'm going to reserve my examples and the things that people talk about. What I'm going to do more today is to hear you ask questions and challenge me. You can sell anything today and make in excess of 1 million naira a month. You can use talented people to make money. You can sell online today and make in excess of 1 million naira. The way to start is to actually have the right mindset and the right attitude. You can't see the monies if your mind is already damaged. For a lot of people today, they have damaged mindsets. They have fears. Fears of not having money, fears of not having a godfather, fears of not having a job, fears of not having enough or the right education. And when you have these fears, it actually creates walls in your mindset. And those walls are the ones pinning and holding us down today. Because when you come up with ideas, because of what you have put in your mind from your upbringing, from your environment, from what you have heard, from what you have seen, and what you have felt, people continue to hold themselves down. I jokingly told somebody that if you are from Imo State and you are used to eating akpu, if you come to Delta State, you will not want to see the starch and banga soup that we eat because you're already conditioned to eat a particular food. So many people are conditioned in their minds to do certain things, and it actually holds them down. For example, a lot of people have this notion that, oh, I don't have money, my parents are not well-to-do, I don't have capital to start business. So there are a lot of people today who are sitting at home waiting for that capital to start that business. But if you want to continue to wait for that capital, you probably will wait for as long as possible because the amount of money you need to actually start a business now is enormous. You can start a business today with or without money, with a little bit of mentorship and to open your eyes to the possibilities. You can sell anything and make in excess of 1 million naira. I dare you to come up with your questions. What is it you have? What is it you want to do? And money is the reason why you have not started. If you can become a landlord without 1 naira in your pocket, if you can build an estate without 1 naira in your pocket, if you can sell anything and make in excess of 1 million naira a month without having capital, what is holding you from doing the business that you want to do? I'm waiting for challenges. Challenge me with what you know that you want to do today. And money is the reason why you have not started. You start that program today. My name is Francis Daniel Okumagba, a mentor, business strategist, life and wealth coach. I help people succeed in what they do or choose to do. I have a mentoring platform today that avails the opportunity for people to position themselves to succeed with what they do or choose to do. You don't even have to be educated. You don't have to have money. You don't have to have a godfather to start a business. For example, you can actually decide today to sell for somebody. Today we have a lot of ignorant people who have shops, but they are not selling. These shops have only people come to them, about 5 to 10 people come to them in a day. So only 5 to 10 people see what they sell in a day. But they sit in those shops from the morning till in the evening time and they go home with only 5 or 10 people seeing what they have to sell. In this generation, you can actually sell with your phone. You can actually take picture of wares that you want to sell. Talking to somebody that has what to sell, that has a shop. And get an IT expert to put it online. And get a digital marketer to throw those products or services online to over 10,000 people. You will make in excess of 1 million naira a month because over 100 people will be attracted to that business, provided you package right for credibility and for visibility, and your product is positioned to have competitive advantage. Competitive advantage is what you put in your product that makes you different from every other person. It could be pricing, it could be packaging, it could be positioning, it could be where you are selling it from, and the environment you create around your sales points. If you have competitive advantage and you don't have who to sell through, come to my office. I have an ICT hub where we have all the experts, those that can do the right concept for you, content, and the digital marketers that can actually profile your product to reach out to over 10,000 people. So if you have that challenge, I encourage you to come, because you can actually sell more than you are selling now. Anybody that is looking at selling today, all you need to do is take picture and negotiate with 5 people who are selling anything, and come to the office. They will package a website for you, package social media handles for you, and profile them well to create credibility and to enable more people see it. And you will see how you start that business today. You will start making money. For those who have services, you don't even have to have the talent. Look for 3, 4 people that have talent. Approach them and tell them you will help them attract people to them. And sign an agreement with them that whoever you attract to them, whatever they make, you will get a percentage of it. There are a lot of estates in Abuja and all over the world today. If you know an estate manager, you can partner with an estate manager to sell anything to that estate. And if you are able to get 3 or 5 estate managers agree for your services, for example, somebody who is doing satellite, what do you call it? That is doing a cable, or that is doing CCTV, or is doing solar panel, can engage 5 estate managers. And those estate managers will have the opportunity to introduce them to those estates, especially the new estates coming up. If you approach that estate manager and decide to give the estate manager between 20% and 50% of what you make from that business, if he introduces you to that business, you will have enough business that will give you over 1 million naira a month. The problem we have with a lot of people today is that those who have talent don't have access to people who want the product. I liken this to a realtor who has something to sell, has a property to sell, but does not have who, cannot approach the people who will buy those property. And he keeps going around talking to people that don't have the capacity, don't have the money to buy that asset that he's selling. But if you have 3 people who have access to people who have money, like bank branch managers, for example, if you connect with them and you're able to collaborate with them, you will be able to sell that property in less than a month. And you share the proceeds. You can share 60, 40, 50, 50, 20, 80, whatever you agree on, but don't be greedy. Because it's better to have 10 customers who will give you 50% than to have 2 customers who will give you 100%. At the end of the day, the 2 customers will not give you the type of value that you are looking for. I once visited a Chinese shop when I went to China. Sitting in the Chinese shop, I was waiting to get my suit made in that Chinese shop. And I saw the Chinese man selling suit materials. And I saw him sell the same material that he's selling to 4 different people. That same material is sold for $1,000, sold for somebody else for $600, and sold for one other person for $200. All of them negotiated differently. And I asked the man, why did you do this? What you are supposed to sell for 1,000, you sold for 200? He said, yes. Say that's the game. If you put out all the sales that I've done and average it out, you will see that it exceeds my cost price. But I've succeeded in selling a lot of numbers. There are a lot of people today who, in trying to sell only at the price they mark for themselves. They end up selling very few, and they stay longer to restock their shop to actually start selling and selling more. I want to encourage you today to start asking the questions. I'd like to take questions on all the social media handles. Drop your questions on the social media handle. Whatever situation you are, I will show you. If you are looking for business, you want to start a business and money is the problem, I can show you how you can start that business today. If you are in business and the business is not doing well, Tell me what the business is. I will tell you what to do. If you are in employment and you are not well paid and the salary is not good enough, this is the time to come on. With mentorship, your eyes can be open to the opportunity to actually make money with ease. I encourage you now to look at the chat box and drop your questions. And when you are dropping your questions, please drop your name, where you are chatting from, and your questions. I have Daniel here. Daniel Eze. Lots of knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. Meraki. My name is Macmillian. I have a business. I want to expand into neighborhood African countries. What key factors should I consider for market entry strategy, regulatory requirements, and so on? What I will tell you immediately is that in any environment you find yourself, don't focus on the business. Focus on people. Focus on collaboration. Focus on somebody who has what you don't have. If you have a product to sell and you want to extend to other African countries, you can actually do it from Nigeria. Getting an IT person who will profile your product in such a way that they will see the value, they will see the competitive advantage. You can now tell them to specify the area you want that product exposed. If you make the payment for the advert, it will be put out there on the social media. You use that to test the market and begin to see people show interest. As people begin to show interest, when you have the opportunity of visiting that environment, look for 5 strategic partners. The 5 strategic partners should be people who have access to large number of people. Go into collaboration with them. Offer to give them a percentage of whatever you are going to make. You cannot go wrong. They have the access, you have the product. And if you are able to collaborate together, you will make sales. I use the example of having only 5 customers. With only 5 customers, you can succeed in any business. If you are struggling in that business today, please look for me. I will hold your hand and take you to your next level. Whatever state you are, whatever country you are, whatever you are doing, I can show you how you can succeed in that business. You can also use, in that country, you can have 5 outlets. An outlet can be a market. It can be a supermarket. It can be somewhere that is like an outlet where you can sell the product. The man you are going to approach who is selling those things that is related to what you sell, you are going to offer him the opportunity to make money by telling him, I'm bringing a product for you that we can collaborate with and you can sell. If that individual is able to agree to collaborate with you, you put the product in his shop, you don't need to pay rent for that shop. So whatever you are paying him is like paying rent to use that shop. So you can imagine having 5 shops in 5 different locations. If the locations are strategic, there is no way you will not sell. I'd like to take more questions. Please bombard me with the questions. I want to answer all the questions. I have many other questions. If you permit me, go ahead, ask your questions. I will take as many questions as possible today, because today's topic is actually getting questions of what people want from them and how we can actually get them to know. Today's topic is question and answer session with Francis Okumagba. So it's your opportunity to ask your questions today. You don't need to pay for it. It is free. We are doing this with a strategy, and it's targeted at reducing unemployment, poverty, and crime rate in our country. But if you want to have one-on-one consultation, there's a fee for it. If you want to join my mentoring platform, there's a fee for it. You can make requests on how you can join, because you might not be able to get all the tips you need today. But if you take advantage of our mentoring platform, you have the opportunity of being on the WhatsApp group where you'll be asking questions, and you see the questions other people are asking, and how those questions are answered. And in no time, you have the tips to actually create wealth using the strategies and the tips that we put on the WhatsApp group. For those who want to have a one-on-one, I will take you through a transformational process where you change the way you think. A man's thoughts creates wealth. A man's thoughts is what he uses The difference between a poor man and a rich man is the way you think. If you know you want to really succeed in life, you must change the way you think and create the enabling environment for yourself to actually know what you don't know from people who know it, and you will succeed. Mr. Francis, I am a life insurance agent in Ghana. How do I scale up my sales to meet my target? Francis from Ghana, you can scale up the opportunity to get more clients by ensuring that you collaborate with people who have access to a lot of people. People you want to get insurance from can be people, can be an organization. Go to the HR of that organization, especially strategic organization. Offer to talk to the person in charge, the head of HR. If you get 5 strategic HR professionals in organizations and they agree to collaborate with you, you can actually have a cluster of people to do insurance from. Another way to do insurance in large scale is to come up with schemes. You can do real estate insurance, you can do life insurance, you can go to schools, you can go to a state governor, you can go to a local government chairman and relate to the local government chairman in such a way that they can do life insurance for all those in the local government. They can also do health insurance for all those in the local government. But the base to it is that you must offer something. So when you go to them, don't go to them begging. Go to them strategically with something that you want to give them. What you might give them might be collaborating with them and sharing the proceeds of what you are going to make from that business. If you share the proceeds of what you are going to make from that business, you cannot go wrong. You have the collaboration and you'll be able to make a lot of monies. Mixi, sir, I am into media. How can I build and sustain a competitive advantage in the Nigerian market? The market, the media market is so open to this, open to the whole world. The world is now a globe, and the exchange rate is disadvantageous to us now. What you need to do as a media expert, apart from using the tips that I've given you earlier on in collaborating with people that have access, like go to religious centers, churches and mosques, ask for the administrators and collaborate with them in such a way that you partner with them. Whatever customer they give you, you give them a percentage of whatever you make from that business. If you're able to get 5 strategic customers like that, you will have a lot of clients. You can also offer IT services online. And if you throw it out to the world today, you probably will have people from the UK, from Europe, from Canada, and from the US who will give you mandate to do websites, to do certain things online, and they will pay you in dollars. And when they pay you in dollars, you'll be having competitive advantage because what they charge over there will not be the same thing that you'll be charging here. So you'll be able to get a market share from those people who are outside Nigeria. But you must create a platform that is credible. You must make people search and look at the people behind your business and show track record of what you have done in the past. And if you are doing this, you must package your website very well and package all your social media handles very well so that you can attract the right customers. Questions. I'd like to get more questions. I have Stanley. Stanley from Abuja. How do we get the specific audience of people for my swimming pool business? Swimming pool, again, go to like 5 estates. Ask to see the estate manager that you'll be doing coaching for children and for adults. Fix a date. You could also come up with aerobics in the water, where you can actually get people in the estate to enroll for aerobics. And you can also get an IT and website and social media handles where you position yourself as a trainer. If you position yourself and you're able to do classes, then you can get a location in an estate swimming pool where you can actually use the swimming pool to do the aerobics program that you set up on the exercises that you are talking about. You can do a lot as a swimming coach. If you have 5 estates dedicated to working with you, you cannot go wrong. If you're in an hotel, like you go to a small hotel that has a good swimming pool, partner with them and advertise online that you do aerobics inside the water. There is no way if 10,000 people see your advert that you will not get 100 people subscribing to you. If you have issues with it, look for me. Come to my office. I have an ICT hub. They will help you with it and you'll be able to get it. Questions. I invested in cryptocurrency. Hello. I invested in cryptocurrency and it crashed. How can I maximize forex exchange? Forex exchange is simple. You have to be strategic. If you are not very good a trader, look for a very good trader and collaborate with the trader. If you want money to expand your business, look for somebody who has money to collaborate with. People don't know that those who have money are looking for how to use the money. And if you give them competitive advantage on how they can use their money economically and make more money, they will embrace you and want to partner with you. The thing is that a lot of people are scared of talking to people, and people are always waiting to receive you. If you know the importance of collaboration, you will not be scared. Any young man that has the capacity to look at a woman and get attracted to the woman and tell the woman, I like you, can do business going and talking to somebody who has money, because those who have money are looking for how they can collaborate with people that don't have money, who have ideas. Because those who have talent today are on the street looking for money. Those who have money on the street today are looking for how they will use the money. Most times they don't use the money. The money are put in sockaway pit. Some of them are invested abroad and they never use the money. So I encourage you today to always have a network of people that you can work with and collaborate with, because collaboration is what makes the difference. What I have, you don't have. What you have, I don't have. The only way we can work together is to come together in collaboration and fix everything together. Do you know today, those who have land, a lot of them don't have money. Those who have money don't have land. And those who are contractors are looking for contract. Bringing these three group of people together will build an estate, and you don't need to struggle, because the man will donate his land and get some house when completed. The man who has money will keep the money in the bank and use it as collateral to get a bank guarantee loan and give the contractor a contract to go and start the estate. But they will start in phases. By the time you start the first phase, you start selling. And as you are selling, you provide money to pay him to get to the different phases. At the end of the day, you build an estate. I'd like to stop here and thank you for attending this program. Don't stop putting your questions out. I am still going to go back and answer all the questions. My name is Francis Daniel Okumagba, a mentor, counselor, business strategist, life and wealth coach. I help people succeed in what they do or choose to do. If you're unemployed today, look for me. You don't need to be out there unemployed. You can start that business you want to start today. If you want a job, come to my office. I will link you up and get you a volunteering job in my office, and you'll be able to make in excess of 200,000 a month, helping people who are unemployed, who are poorly paid, who are out there. And as you help them see the opportunity to how they can succeed, you'll be making money. The best way to make money in life is to be a giver. As you give, you attract a lot of things to yourself. Money continues to flow in the streets of Nigeria. Nigerians are not picking it. You don't need a dime to start most businesses. And any business you want to start today, you can start it today. If you have difficulties, call me. Get in touch with me. You can see my number scrolling on the screen. If you have a business and the business is struggling, come to my office. I will get my ICT hub to package you online. And the digital marketers in my ICT hub will throw your business or services to over 10,000 people. There is no way you will not make in excess of 1 million a month. I call on parents to send their children. I call on organizations to call us to come and collaborate and expose your people and reorientate their mindset to show them how they can succeed in what they do or choose to do. I call on government agencies to come, let's collaborate so we can reduce unemployment, poverty, and crime in our country, Nigeria. Anybody that connects with us, we can reduce, any state governor that connects with us, we can reduce unemployment in that state by 20 to 30% in less than 6 months. And all we are going to be doing is reorientating the mindset of our people, because money continues to flow in the streets of Nigeria and Nigerians are not picking it. Our role is to open the mind and open their eyes to the opportunities. I thank you for attending this program, and I look forward to attending to your needs as we stop this program. We'll have another program at 4 o'clock where we'll have a physical open house in 11 Dakala Street, Wuse 2. We are opening our doors today to talk to people who are struggling, who want to physically engage us. So we expect to see you in that program today. It's 4 p.m. at 11 Dakala Street, off Parakou Crescent, Wuse 2. It is 4 p.m. Only 50 people will be accommodated. If you come on time, you will have a seat. If you don't come on time, you can be turned back. I thank you for attending the program, and I look forward to talking to you same time next week, 12 noon. I thank you for attending. God bless you. My name is Francis Daniel Okumagba. I dare you, you can start a business without 1 naira in your pocket. You can build an estate in Nigeria without 1 naira in your pocket. You can start a school without 1 naira in your pocket. You can actually sell yam and make 1 million naira a month in Nigeria. You can sell sugarcane and make 1 million naira a month. Money continues to flow in the streets of Nigeria, and Nigerians are not picking it. A lot of people are struggling today. If you go to the north, there's Boko Haram. If you go to the south, there's kidnapping, bunkering, and all over the country today, you have a lot of young people who are doing yahoo. This program is targeted at reducing the level of poverty, unemployment, and crime rate. And the program is powered by NTA, iSkill, and FMG Empowerment Company Limited. We are going to show people how they can move to their various next level. We are going to have this as a series on NTA, and this series is going to go on for a period of time. It's money on the street, money on the street, money on the street.